4 years later, after meeting his son Devrath, King Shantanu was hunting in the forest along the banks of the Yamuna river. He perceived an enchantingly sweet smell that aroused his interest. Becoming very eager to find out its cause, the king wandered here and there and at last came upon a young and celestially beautiful young girl. When King Shantanu inquired about her identity, the girl replied, "My name is Satyavati and I am engaged in plying a boat on the river to serve my father, the leader of the fishermen." As King Shantanu gazed upon Satyavati's exquisite beauty, which was greatly enhanced by her sweet and amiable smiles, a great longing to have her as his wife arose within his heart, and so he approached the fisherman to obtain his consent. Satyavati's father was agreeable to the king's proposal, but only on the condition that his daughter's son would become the successor to the royal throne at Hastinapur. Although the fire of passionate desire for Satyavati certainly burned within King Shantanu's heart, he could not accept this condition due to his staunch affection for his son Devrath. Thus it was with a heavy heart that the disappointed king returned to his capital, his mind continually dwelling upon the beautiful daughter of the fisherman. After returning home, King Shantanu morosely passed his time pacing back and forth as if greatly preoccupied. His despondent mood was clearly visible, and so one day his son approached him and said, "My dear father, you look so pale and emaciated, and you seem to have lost all enthusiasm for life. Please tell me the cause of your great unhappiness so that I may try to do something to remedy the situation." King Shantanu replied, "My dear Devarath, my depression is due to the fact that I have only one son, and if you were somehow killed, then the great Bharat dynasty would come to an end." By saying this, King Shantanu hit the real cause of his grief. However, Devavrat knew that there must be something that his father did not disclose, and so he approached the chief minister and inquired from him about his father's despondency. In reply, the devoted minister explained to Devavrat how King Shantanu desired to marry Satyavati but was unwilling to do so because of her father's demand that her son must become the next king. After hearing this, Devavrat took some companions and went to see the fisherman to beg for his daughter on his father's behalf. The fisherman received the Kuru prince with great respect. After hearing Devavrat's petition, he replied, "My beautiful daughter has been sought after by many great personalities. In fact, I even turned down the celestial sage Asith when he came here to ask for her hand in marriage. Still, I would be honored to give her to King Shantanu, except for the fact that you would be her son's rival." Devavrat was very anxious to help his father, and so after hearing the fisherman's words, he made this solemn vow: "I hereby promise that I shall never accept the royal throne. Therefore, you can be assured that your grandson will become the next Kaurav king." At this, the fisherman said, "That is all very good. Still, there is the possibility that your son will claim proprietorship of the throne in spite of your refusal." To counter this, Devavrat further promised, "From this day onward, I will take the vow of unbroken brahmacharya. I promise to never beget a child throughout the entire duration of my life." When the fisherman heard this, the hair on his body stood up erect due to great astonishment and delight, and he immediately agreed to give his daughter in marriage to King Shantanu. At this time, the demigods showered profuse flowers upon Devavrat's head, exclaiming, "This boy truly deserves the name Bhishma the Terrible, for he has undertaken a severe vow for the sake of his father." Bhishma escorted Satyavati back to Hastinapur. When he presented her to his father, Bhishma described everything that had taken place. King Shantanu was exceedingly pleased with his son, and so he granted him the benediction of never having to die against his will. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, then please like, share and please subscribe the channel if you haven't.